Okay, welcome back to the Domenick Natty Show on iHeartRadio and Intellectual Radio in Chicago. I've been telling you all program about our special guest, and it is time to speak with him. I got him on the phone, the man himself, Chef Robert Irvine. Robert, how you doing today?
I'm doing awesome, Dominic. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Thanks for being on the show. Yeah, I just want to jump right in. The first thing that I was really interested in discussing is you are opening a new restaurant in Las Vegas next year. Is that rumor true?
Yes, we're opening a 10,000 square foot new restaurant in Tropicana Hotel. In fact, I was there last week making sure it's going to plan. It's going to be an amazing place. And Penn Gaming are being a great partner to me. And I think Vegas has not seen anything like this before. You know, we wanted to make things different. I mean, how many chefs do you know rappel down the side of their own building at 260 feet in less than a minute and do a press conference? So we want to make it different. We want to make it big and bold. And I think we're going to deliver on that promise, great food and an exciting place.
Now, with Thanksgiving in just a few days, can you give us a unique dish that you recommend instead of the single Thanksgiving spread? Like, what do you think people could do to make it, not so predictable this Thanksgiving?
Well, listen, turkey's always going to be your choice, right? You can brine the turkey, bourbon brine the turkey to give you much more flavor, much more moistness instead of roasting it and drying it out. Most people dry out their turkey. Instead of using the canned mushroom soup and the frozen green beans, go out and buy some fresh green beans. Make a mushroom sauce. It's not difficult. With your leftovers, instead of, throwing your leftovers or trying to stuff the leftovers in, you can actually make, like little cakes with the vegetables and potatoes afterwards, like a griddle cake, form them into almost like a crab cake, but using all the vegetables and the potatoes left. Throw some turkey and cranberry in there if you want for breakfast and throw in a poached egg on top of it, or even for lunch.
Now, a lot of chefs that I've met, I actually worked in the food industry for 7 years, and I knew a lot of chefs that did not take care of their bodies. They're overweight, and they feel like, hey, I'm feeding people. It's okay for me to be fat, or almost use it as a badge of honor that they're overweight. Like, how do you feel about that mentality?
Well, here's the thing. Each to their own. But what I look at is, if Mario Batali can lose weight because he chose to lose weight, because he was in those realm of people. He's having fun. He's taking care of himself because we want to live longer. If you look at chefs the way they used to be and the way they are now, the culture has changed. We're not that, big, overweight, boisterous drink at night when we finish, roll in and do it all over again the next day. We're starting to really feel about Bobby Flay. Look at Bobby Flay as a prime example, doing marathons now. So I think that culture is changing, and if that's the way people want to be, that's okay too. But at the end of the day, if you want to live a long and prosperous life and make better decisions, you need to eat right, you need to sleep, you need to exercise. Because at the end of the day, that's not just for chefs, that's for everybody. With the disease and obesity as we have in this country, when you think of chefs, that's what you think of. Oh, they drink a lot, they eat a lot, and they don't do a lot. That's not the case anymore. I think most of our chefs have figured out, we're working long hours, we're on our feet. We do live that hectic lifestyle, so let's take care of ourselves and live a little longer.
The hottest topic right now is the new American president. Now, are you eligible to vote? Did you vote? And how do you feel about
I am a citizen.
I
am a citizen. I have voted. I've been a citizen for 9 years. I voted.
Okay.
I used to work for Donald Trump for 4 years. I've worked with the Clintons in the White House. So here's the thing. If he can do it, great. If he can't, next. At the end of the day, I care about somebody that takes care of our military folks, the families, and I mean that most sincerely, and does the right thing for the country, and not their own pockets, not their own agendas. The President of the United States is supposed to lead. And I'm a military guy, so we look for a leader, and let's see what happens.
Now, did you say that you worked for Donald Trump? I
worked for Donald Trump. I worked for Donald Trump at the Trump Taj Mahal as the executive chef for 4 years in Atlantic City, while he was owning it. And then I worked at the White House a couple of days a week for the total time they were there. The Clintons were there.
Oh, wow. How was it to work with Donald Trump? Was that, I mean, in Atlantic City, was he,
listen, you know,
to work with?
At the end of the day, you know, I never dealt with Donald Trump on a day-to-day basis. I dealt with his president. I cooked for him many times. You know, people can be upset, people can be happy. At the end of the day, the people chose the president, right? So, you know, now it's up to the president to deliver on the promises he made. And that's what either Democrat or Republican or anybody else that gets in there. And I'm very easy as long as you deliver on your promise.
So do you think that he's the best for the military, or just because I know you're a big military
I'm sorry?
guy? Like, do you feel like he was the best? Like that Donald Trump was the best, you know, selection?
He's made some big claims about increasing the military and equipment and whatnot. I hope, and I'm sitting here in a gym looking at some military guys, I hope that he does. Our military is suffering right now in a big way. They don't have the equipment. They don't have the manpower and resources they need to do the best job. And at the end of the day, we owe men and women that wear the cloth of our nation the tools and the equipment to do their job. And I hope that he does that. And that's all I can say on that. You know, our war on terror has been brought to our home shores. We're in every theater of war right now. And everybody's a threat to us. So, you know, we're going to make sure we're covered by the political, and we can back it up with our military. So
now, let me ask you: you meet a lot of celebrities, and what celebrity have you most enjoyed meeting with or working with in your career?
You know, I have met a lot of people: Tim Allen, Jay Leno, Clint Eastwood, who's been an idol of mine. Gary Sinise I work with, and every time I work with Gary Sinise and the Gary Sinise Foundation, it's like going to work with my brother. We talk about Bob Hope and the USO and things that do great things for our troops. Gary Sinise is the original modern day Bob Hope, if you like, in my eyes. So he's probably one of my most, you know, trusted friends and somebody I look up to. But I mean, there's so many. Andrew Dice Clay I met last week. Such a funny dude.
Yeah.
When you meet people, you take them on their face value, and then either become friends or they don't, right? And I think I've met, like many other folks, so many great people, and those that stick in your life and have the same. John Taffer is another one. You know, Marcus Lemonis. These folks are to me, great industry leaders and people that do what they say they're going to do, just like Sinise. I mean, by the end of this year, Sinise would have built 48 homes for severely handicapped warriors through the foundation, which I support both financially and physically. You know, we fed 122,000 wounded warriors last year. So people, to me, Tom Hanks is a great supporter of that. You know, just people who say what they're going to do and they do it. I always admire. I just sat with Jerry Springer, Maury Povich, Steve Wilco, and I got to tell you, the nicest guys on the planet. I mean, I spent a day filming with them. And Steve Wilco, former Marine, right, and a police officer, Maury Povich, and Jerry. Jerry's been in television for 30 years. And you expect them to be, you know. Most people say, well, they're being on TV, they don't want to talk to the small guy. That's not true. Absolutely amazing. Amazing folks.
What is the best way for your fans to keep up with you? Like, what social media platform are you, would you like to direct people to?
We have Twitter at Robert Irvine. We have Instagram at Chef Irvine. My website, chefirvine.com. We also have a robertirvinemagazine.com, which is full of great stuff. You should check that out. And I post all the stuff myself, so it's kind of cool.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's good that it's coming directly from you. So I'll make sure that people hear that, because I know that not everybody, takes that time. Well, that is awesome to hear. Go get his new book. Check out the website, social media. And Robert, thank you so much. It's been awesome having you on the show today.
I appreciate it. And just, they can also check out my daytime talk show on CW across the markets. And a big shout out to all the men and women and their families that serve our country. and you're listening to Domenick Natty in iHeartRadio. Don't forget to listen or else.
I love it. Thank you. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate it.
All right, buddy. Hey, you're welcome, man. I appreciate the time.